Hello. Today we are going to discuss 5 important points which you need to take care while writing general test task 1, that is letter. Let us have a look at them. First point is preparation. Prepare your topic well. In your preparation, at least spend 2 to 3 minutes because that is the vital part of your writing task 1. Now, what you need to prepare, you need to decide whether the topic which is given to you is formal or informal. You also need to decide the purpose of the letter. By purpose, I mean whether it's a complaint or a suggestion or some information to the editor, something you are a job application, something like that. So you need to understand the purpose of the letter. Okay. Then, second point is look at 3 bullet points carefully. After discussing these 5 points, I will be discussing one example with you because when you are given a question right under this, there are 3 bullet points and you have to elaborate those 3 bullet points in your letter. So, you need to look at those 3 bullet points very carefully and you need to plan for each one of those bullet points. You need to have points for each one of those bullet points so that the information which is being asked from you, none of the information is missed. Okay. So you need to be very well prepared for each bullet point here. Next, make a list of useful expressions. Now, you need to write for 3 bullet points, correct? And then you need to have one starting line and then you need to have one closing line as well. Okay. So make a list. You need to use a lot of words. So before starting writing the body of the letter, I will be making a list of few important words, few important expressions, which I will be using in my letter, correct? Then, of course, because till this step number 3, you must have consumed at least 4 or 5 minutes. Okay. Then start writing the letter, and writing the letter should take not more than 14 to 15 minutes because half of the job is done because you're already prepared. You know what to write. And when you have started writing, you just need to elaborate. Okay. So it should take just 14 to 15 minutes. After you are done writing, make sure this important step you don't miss out. That is checking for errors. Spend good enough 2 to 3 minutes to check out whether there is any spelling mistake, whether there is any word which is repeated, so that you can put some synonym of that word. You need time to think for that as well. Okay. So this step you cannot miss. And yes, one very important thing, because we have been writing address, subject, date while we were doing letters in our school time. Okay. But no need to write address, subject, or date when you are writing for IELTS writing task 1, unless it is asked. Okay. According to the topic. Now, let me tell you one topic which we can. For example, I'm going to read out a topic for you and we will discuss how I can look after, how I can incorporate all these 5 points in my that letter. Okay, the topic says you went to appear for an interview to another city by train. You went to appear for an interview to another city by train. The train departed late from the station. Means you were right on time, but train departed late from the station, so it's not your fault. Okay. And you could not reach for interview in time. Write a letter to the railway officer of your city. In your letter, mention when you traveled and why the train departed late. That means you have to mention the date, the timings, the details of the train, and why the train departed late. What was the reason which was being told there at the platform? Number 2, what happened as a result? You have to mention this in your letter, that when your train departed late, then what happened? Maybe you missed an interview, maybe you were late, that had put a bad impression. Okay. Number 3, how you feel about the problem, and now how do you feel about this problem? And of course, since you're writing a letter giving all the details to the railway officer, of course you will be writing in your letter, you're complaining, right? Of course, you will be writing in your letter in the end, the closing line, what do you want the railway officer to do for you? Okay, just telling that this is the problem is not enough. You need to tell the person that what do you expect in return? Okay, so all this starting line, closing line, some good expressions which you can use, some good words that I will be discussing in my next video. Till then, stay tuned and focus on these points and keep reading the topics of various letters from the previous exams or from NET, and keep analyzing them for each letter, whether you're able to, put up these 5 points, whether you're able to keep up with these 5 points. Till then, good day and good luck.